What's going on, family? Dublin Odinson here, and welcome to what may be the very last Oasis video on this channel. Season 5 for me has been a mixed bag, and sadly what little of the good stuff there's been has been settled far at the bottom of that bag, and you've got to dig through an endless amount of garbage to reach it. You see, I want to like this game. I really do. I don't have any fun with this. The biggest downfall for me is the lack of progression. I hate the schematic system. I've been vocal about that since the beginning. And the learning system that they added to go hand in hand with it's not any better. It's just not being able to learn from the skill tree to make my gear or tools or walkers or a base or whatever without finding the little bits of paper just kills my drive to play. Your whole progression is up to chance, and you hope RNG's on your side when you kill the Rupu to get your loot. Then you hope RNG's on your side when you find 6 of these damn schematics so you can quote-unquote learn them. Then you hope RNG's on your side when you try to find a Rupu camp with a shrine that spawns in it. Then you burn 6 schematics, and remember, only put in 6 because it will burn a stack if you're not careful. And then it's up to RNG what you learn from that. They don't give you everything, like the simple tools doesn't give you all 3, it just gives you 1 at random. And then the shrine breaks, so you have to start all over again. It's a fucking chore to learn anything. And from what I found, I don't know, I did not do any of the harder Rupert shit because they're such a pain in the ass. We'll talk about that later. But from what I've seen, the Rupu shrines do not let you learn any walker parts or base building parts whatsoever. So the main focus that they're on, these walkers and these bases, they cannot be learned permanently. Again, from what I found, if you guys seen more, if you've guys seen a better Rupu shrine, let me know about it. But so far, that's how it is for me, and I absolutely hate it. Another problem I have with the game is base building. Now this is coming from somebody who loves building bases. It's all I do in most survival games. Anybody who's watched this channel for any length of time, or the people who play with me, know that that's my jam. 7 Days to Die, Ark, Subnautica, Grounded. I mean, you name the survival game I've played alone or with people, and I'm the guy who's putting up bases. They turned something I love into nothing but busy work. First off, because of their little taxing system, you can't build a certain squares out. You're like 5x3 or 5x5 square. So every base out there just looks like a big fucking box. There's no details. There's no fun. It's just a box. And so you need to build this base. You have no choice. And then once you have it, you need to maintain it. You got to keep your base from decaying. The bigger your base, the more materials you need. The problem is even when you add stuff to your base, like better boxes or better crafting stations, that adds different materials you need to keep those boxes and stations from decaying as well. So before you know it, your base needs this massive amount of materials each hour, or it's going to crumble and leave you with nothing. Now, another problem with base building is that you have to attach a garage to it, or build your own garage. So the only way to keep your walkers from being ripped apart by sand, and there'd be no way to rebuild them unless you run out and RNG's on your favor and you get more friggin' schematics to build the walker again, you've got to put them in a garage, which means you need to build a big garage, which means you're getting taxed to have that garage. And God's forbid you attach it to your main base, because it's just going to add and add and add. So there's times when I was getting on and I just had a small base. I got on just to farm up for the day's tax. That's it. I mean, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's just a pain in the ass. Alright, the last bit of the base building, and I know this rant's going on, but the last part I hate the most is their little zoning, these little zoning areas. So obviously, they're going to make it so you can't build next to another base. There's going to be so many squares apart. That's fine. However, that still applies to you when it's your own fucking base. So if I build a base here, I can't put a garage or anything, near it. I've got to go off until I'm out of the zone range. and hope that there's nobody else near me, or hope there's nobody's walker near me, because if there's a walker near you, that'll stop you from building too. It's an absolute shit show. I hate it. Alright, let's talk about Rupu for a second, and the entire game now revolves around these monkeys. They are the intelligent ones. We are the monkey. They know all the schematics. They know everything. We have to kill them, steal from them, to build what we can build. And these Rupu are something else. Their turrets, their spear throwers and everything are completely unfair. They have no ammo to worry about, so they can just endlessly bombard you with this rain of pain, and they've got pinpoint accuracy. They will nail you one way or another. They're going to hit you, so just make peace with that. Now here's a clip to prove that they lock onto your head like GPS. I mean, they lock onto your head. I'm standing here just under the arc of the range so you can see the attacks going over my head. Then when I duck, their shots follow my head and go into the ground. When I stand up, there they go again, over my head. So there's no breaking line of sight, and there's no hiding behind anything to get them to stop shooting. They will follow you. So they will just keep shooting no matter how far away you get until the camp is despawned from your vision or you're dead. And it's funny because Donkey Punch said they didn't want these camps to be too easy. They wanted you to be strategic about them. However, when you get anywhere close to them, the entire camp floods out to attack you. There's no strategically pulling one away or one or two away. There's no sneaking up on a few of them and killing them. There's no sneaking up on a turret, jumping it, and taking it out. Nope. Once they see you, they all go in. The turrets lock onto you with GPS at all times. You've got spear throwers that make these NFL quarterbacks look like children. And then the whole game just runs out and raffle stomps you into the ground. So yeah, have fun with that. Now, the main draw for the game, like the best part about the game, is the walkers. And Season 5 managed to fuck these up too. One of the great things I used to love about the walkers was packing up my base, going to map, and dropping it down. Having the base there, getting in a spider and going along. Yeah, none of that happens anymore. We've already established you need a permanent base. So the walkers are basically just vehicles now. You build them and you can go. Still cool, still fun, but they made it so you cannot customize it like we used to. Before, we could put boxes wherever we could fit boxes. We could put, crossbows or whatever we had wherever they fit. Now, you've got to hope these RNG give you these damn schematics that will give you a layout. So you could put, your ballista here or your boxes there. And all the layout is basically the same. I mean, they'll give you some variety, but it's basically the same. You'll get a few small hard points, a medium, so you'll only be able to carry one or two boxes. You'll only be able to put one or two, ballista or whatever. They completely ripped away the individuality of the walker. So my walker is going to look like yours. You might have your ballista up front and your boxes in the back, or but that's basically it. They fucked up walkers. Now, the only reason I came back was to check out their PvE stuff, their player versus environment stuff, but they're still at the mindset where they're trying to force people to PvP. They're putting out the rarity stuff and they're trying to lock it behind player versus player tiles, and it's just a slap in the face. They're forcing us to do something we don't want to do. Now, I know Donkey Punch thinks PvP is the way to go, and they put out a poll to see where everyone stood. Now, at the time of this recording, 855 people took this poll, and out of that small population, only 98 voters said that everything should be PvP, whilst the majority of voters, 277 people, which is around 35% or something, voted that they would avoid PvP entirely for as long as they played Last Oasis. And I really feel this sums up how I feel about the game. I used to love the first version of the game. If it wasn't for the PvP Zergs, or the people who would just zero your walker for the bits of stone and wood that you have, I would have never quit. So, if I could have had Season 1's gameplay, or Season 2 or 3's gameplay, with the packing walkers and moving around the maps and having a good time, just with PvE stuff, I mean, big monsters to attack would be awesome. Hell, PvP or PvE, like NPC walkers that are out there that you could raid or whatever, that'd be fun. We just want to avoid assholes. That's all we want to do. We don't want to deal with people who jump you, because PvP is fun when both parties are wanting to player versus player. If you go out in an arena and another person's there and they're both, everyone there wants to fight, then PvP is a great thing. But the majority of Last Oasis is a bunch of people ganging up on a solo or duo players and zeroing out their walkers for nothing. For nothing. And if your fun is derived from ripping the fun away from somebody else, you're an asshole. You can disagree with me, that's fine. I don't have to agree with you to still respect you, but I still would think you're an asshole. And in this game, unfortunately for Donkey Punch, the people who keep suffering are the solo and duo players. So those are the people who are uninstalling. So we're back down. If you look at our population now, here we are back down to a 24-hour peak of 377 people. That's it. 377 people in the last 24 hours. So yeah, we've got a few people out here who think PvP is a way to go, but it's just not. It's this game's dying, and I don't understand what Donkey Punch is doing. A lot of the changes they made is asinine. I don't understand. I mean, you took away all the progression. You took away the fun of the walkers. You're forcing us to have bases. You turn the bases into a chore, and then you're sitting here giving the Pikachu face on why you've only got fucking 268 players right now. Alright, family, so that's my thoughts on Season 5 of Last Oasis. Like I said, I really want to like this game. I really do. And I see so much potential in it. It can be a good time. I still look back fondly on the Season 1 gameplay with Combat MP. Even with Grunk, we had a lot of fun. But it isn't that anymore. And if they don't close up shop, if Donkey Punch doesn't pull the plug, maybe they'll have a Season 6, and maybe they'll fix a lot of stuff. But until then, I think I'm going to do what the majority of people have already done, and that's just let it go and uninstall and save my game space. So yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, you can disagree with me, absolutely fine. Put it in the comments. I love arguments, and I love conversations where not everyone agrees. So if you disagree, throw it down below. Let me know why. Let me know if you like this system. Let me know if you think it's better than it was. Just remember to be civil. Any conversation can be a civil one. We can disagree and still be friends. You start with the name calling and the personal attacks and all that other bullshit that I see a lot in YouTube comments, and you're just gonna hit a brick wall. Learn how to argue, guys. Alright, well, that's it, family. Sadly, that's probably it for Last Oasis. So, if the Valkyries don't take me tonight, I will see you tomorrow the next episode. You guys drink one for me, and I'll drink one for you. Take it easy, family. Good luck, Donkey Punch. I really hope you pull this out.